Wobblin Wednesday. I've been working on a crochet kit. Last week, the yarn chicken pulled out Tony the rat, an actual woobles kit. I know, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Well, no surprise. I had an excellent time with this woobles kit. It's a woobles kit. It's beginner friendly. You pull out your first little ball of yarn and they've got every little stitch just stitch markered on there so you know exactly where your count is. I scanned the little QR code. I got my little video. I downloaded the pattern. Got quite a little collection on there. They keep it for you forever. You can also download, if you like working from a written pattern, you could print it out. Online goes everywhere I go. I did find myself in a couple doctor's office waiting rooms this week. So Tony came with typical wobble kit. Let's see. We've got pink for his accents. This is the chain, the blown beginner yarn. It doesn't split. I guess you could split it, but you gotta work really hard. Came with some fluff and stuff. These are the leftovers, so I still have quite a bit. My leftover crochet kit yarn goes into a basket, and I am working on a snake that was a pattern suggestion by Raineee, the woolly llama. Raineee has patches available. If you earn them, Missy, Patricia, and Raineee put together the Wobblin Wednesday series where everyone gets together and we talk about crochet kits and review them and enjoy them and make them and yeah, all the fun stuff. Check out their channels. Of course, they're in the description box below. There's all them little stitch markers. Still have white left over. And does Tony need a twin? There might be enough to make two out of there. And you know what? I might have some plain white Wobble brand yarn up there. We'll see. We'll see. He's cute, though. He turned out cute. There's Tony again. I felt like Tony needed an accessory, like something to eat. Cheese, spaghetti. Wobble kit. They sent me an extra eyeball. I think I already put that one away. Tony's crochet hook is I don't think I have a pink one, but it just says Wobbles on it. It's a pink 4.0, and it says Tony on it. It says Tony. Yeah, so even though it's, you know, a Wobble, basic Wobble crochet hook, there's still little tiny bits that they try to make on them just to make them a little unique. Are you ready to meet Tony? Tony was a joy to work on. Isn't he cute? Tony could come in all colors. He truly could. Such a simple, easygoing pattern. A lot of times when they make the world typically makes amigurumi animal patterns, you have your head and your body and you stitch them together, or you make your head and your body, you know, as one piece with just some fancy increasing and decreasing. Tony was one piece top to bottom, and with the increasing and decreasing, Tony has a very nice little feature. He's got a face that sticks out, and I love the shape of his body, which is typical of the Wobbles dinosaur body, how the front part of his body billows out and has got this like long straight back. Just a fun little feature. Definitely a learning skill for the increasing and decreasing, and you have to keep your stitch count, or half your round body is going to be over here and half it's going to just be a wonky rat, right? Nobody wants a wonky rat. We didn't stitch his arms on. We slip stitched and made his little arms attached so Tony can go hang out with kids. My niece is still visiting. Tony can go hang out with kids, and everything's sewn on really well. His tail was made separately, and then I sewed it on. It sewed on really good. The ears were made separately, sew them on. Wobblin Kits tells you exactly what row and how many spaces across. Even embroidery skills my embroidery skills are improving. Wobbles tells you how many across, start from the side and come in so you can bury your tails in there. I did make sure there were extra long tails on all of these features because there was plenty of yarn to do so that I could bury my tails in there. So my tails aren't going to work out. My knots aren't going to work out. I feel very safe and secure throwing this at my niece and yelling rat and running. I think she'll love it. He is a little bit of a white rat. I think he needed a magic hat. He needed a little food to eat with. He needs a friend. Like, Tony's got personality. Tony is a social butterfly. He needs a plate of spaghetti or something, right? I don't know. I enjoyed this pattern. Worked him up in doctor's offices. Didn't need to pay much attention. I think I already told you that, didn't I? I think I did. But I got a few more doctor's appointments, not for myself, but for clients. So I need another crochet kit. I need a crochet kit to work on. Let's go see what the Yarn Chicken has in store for me. Okay, let's see what we got going on today. Disclosure. I let a good friend borrow my Wobbles book so she could pick out some fun patterns that she'd like to learn to crochet together. So if I pull out a capsule for the Wobbles book patterns, we'll have to draw again. Default. We'll have to draw again. Everything looks pretty well balanced in there. We've got it worked down that there's a single layer of capsules. We got big capsules, we got small capsules. I can see some capsules with only one guess in there or one pull. And then I can see quite a few capsules with multiple slips of papers. Those are always my favorite because it's like I get to pull twice. All right, Yarn Chicken. Let's see what you got. I got no preferences. You can be rough with me. We can pick an easy one. We can pick another wobble, whatever you got. I mean, you know what? I'm even up for one of those Dollar Tree AI patterns. Let's do this. Let's go. Come on, Yarn Chicken. All right, what do we got? Oh, let's just grab one of these. What do we got? What do we got, Yarn Chicken? Oh, did I? Oh, that's crazy. Let's go back a little bit. You know, I was asking the other week, what happens if it pulls two? Like the claw gets crazy. 3! No, it won't. It doesn't have a chance to close enough. Let's see. I think those are a little close together. Let's move over here. Oh, I think we got one. Oh, it's yellow. Sunshiny yellow. All right. I think that's Mama Lana Kayla's favorite color is bright, cheery yellow. Oh! What the heck? I ran out of coin with my yellow ball just dangling there. Let's see. Oh, it's got multiple slips of paper in it, and it's a small one. All right, let's feed the chicken. There's some scratch for you, lady. Do, 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 do. There is a lot in there. I can't imagine. Why didn't I use a large capsule for all? Well, you know. You know me. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just do this. Oh my goodness. So there's a lot in there. Do I have something to pour it into? Cookie Monster has a lot in him. Let's pour them into this coin bag. Dump the coins out. Yeah, look at all those. I don't know what type or brand of patterns I have that have so many. All right, let's mix it up. Mixing it up, and let's just grab one. Let's just grab one. What does it say? Dollar Tree turtle. It is a Dollar Tree pattern. All right, so I went to the Dollar Tree last week, and they're repackaging the what is it called? Crafters Square. They're repackaging, and it's like blue and white. And I noticed that they're relaunching some of the same patterns, like the penguin and the turtle. Penguin, turtle, there's a dinosaur. They're relaunching some. Whoop, dropped one. They're relaunching some just with the new labels. And I'm curious because I didn't pick up duplicate patterns, the kits I already had. But then they had like a couple of new ones in there. So yeah, chattering. I'm just chattering today. Let me go dig through the crochet kit tote that I hide in the closet and pull out the Dollar Tree turtle. I'll be right back. Whew, it's a jungle in there. So when I just pulled the little yellow capsule, it had a whole bunch of pink papers. I dumped it into a little bag to help me pull out. Well, at some point I had dropped a few of those papers on the floor of the tags of, next picks. I picked up one off the ground and I tucked it in the capsule, and then I popped the capsule up the chute and back into the ball pit, which I'll mix them all up next week before we get started. But what I didn't realize is I'd left one of the little slips of paper down here on the floor, and I'd already popped the capsule back into the yarn chicken. So here's the turtle kit that was officially chosen as the project. You can see it's got some cute colors in there. So this is the one I'm officially supposed to be working on. But the dino slip of paper, I gotta dig back through all those capsules in the yarn. No. This one squeezed its way into rotation. So this is the dino. They're both Crafter Square from the Dollar Tree. And it's the old packaging. So I don't know if with the new packaging, did they revamp the patterns? Is it just the packaging? Did they add more yarn? I've never run out of yarn with the kits. I haven't personally had that problem, but I know some people have. If these patterns, I will give it my sincere best attempt with my beginner level crochet skills. I will just look up another pattern. If I'm unable to work it, I am just going to maybe go to the three ladies, Raineee, Missy, and Patricia, and see if they've recommended a dino or a turtle, which they have. Or I can just go online and find like a free pattern. If I use a different pattern that is not this crochet kit and it's a free pattern, I'll make sure that I copy the pattern so that you could make it if you wanted to. I just feel really suspicious about the crochet patterns. And I think that's because we've been working on these for quite a while. And I definitely have my preferences. My preferences aren't always a fanciful written pattern. I think there is a balance in all of these kits. Like I know these are for profit. These companies are making these to make money. But I think some of the corners that they're skipping are crucial to the kit. So that you can actually, the goal is I am buying these materials to make this item. Now I know crafter's ability comes into the being able to make the item, but in all fairness, if they didn't give you sufficient quality materials to make the item, then you will never be able to make the item. Even if you had all the experience in the world, you would never be able to make that item as similar as possible to the picture that's on the kit. They're already setting you up with those those needles, right? The little plastic needles that you sew in your ends with. Come on. Those are terrible. But I mean, you know, we work through that. The crochet hooks are doable. They're usable. The yarn, I've said it before, you have nice yarn, you have that Wobbles blown yarn, and then you have very, very cheap splitty crochet kit yarn. But the pattern, it all comes down to the pattern. You could substitute materials out. I could use a crochet hook I already have. Some of the safety eyes don't feel very safe, and we will embroider them on. Like, we found ways to get around subpar materials. But when it comes down to it, if that pattern doesn't make any sense, you will never be able to make the item in it. And for that alone, Wobbles kits really do shine. But the price of the Wobble kits throws them out of my #1 spot on my favorite kits to make. My favorite kits, because the materials that they give you, the hook, the needle, the mid-grade yarn. Now, I'm not telling them to blow the budget and give me like an incredible item that I'm not paying for, would be the Hobby Lobby kits. The kits they sell at Hobby Lobby have a metal hook, a decent metal hook. They have decent yarn, which is Hobby Lobby yarn. It's not, sometimes it's the blown yarn and sometimes it's just a 4-weight acrylic. They give you decent yarn. And the patterns. I've never had a problem with Hobby Lobby patterns. And I've never run out of materials with a Hobby Lobby pattern. Crochet kit. Out of doing all these, if they're getting them from Amazon, Dollar Store, Michael's. Now, I did just get a magazine from Hirschner's. And I know. I said no more crochet kits. I want to purchase no hurry. I'm going to purchase a Hirschner's crochet kit because it's one that I've never checked out and I haven't reviewed, right? I want to try them all in the future. But as of right now, out of the crochet hooks that I've got, crochet kits that I've gotten my hands on, taking into consideration quality of materials, the pattern, and materials, the pattern, and cost, right? Cost plays a big role in our crafts. I would say the Hobby Lobby crochet kits hit every one of those requirements, standards that I have. If I was going to go buy a crochet kit for someone who was learning to crochet and I wanted to make sure that there wasn't any issues with it, that they had the best chance that they had to make the pictured item, I would go to Hobby Lobby and I would buy one of those kits. They're moderately priced. The quality of material, the pattern is workable. It's just workable. And of course, if you're a beginner and you're learning, you're going to have questions and you're going to YouTube videos on how to do this and that. But at least I know that I'm giving that person a standard set of a good chance. All right, that's enough yapping today. I have 2 crochet kits to go work up, which is perfectly fine. I like how small they are. I transfer them into a sandwich baggie and they fit into my scrubs apron pocket. So if I'm sitting in a waiting room, I can just work on it and then shove it back in my pocket and go to another department or put it away for the day or walk away from it. All right, friends, thank you so much. I hope you're wobbling today, wobbling around with a big old smile on your face. Take care, friends. I'll see you soon. Bye.